You're going to share it?
Oh, yes. We're live, baby, just in case.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Marlon, it's Keena here for our Lock Together. Come on in, come on in. Somewhat of a change of plans to some degree, So not sure how many people know about us being on today, but nonetheless,
I'm sure no one does.
we're here. We're here. Hopefully you got the notification. Hopefully it pops on your screen. Hopefully you are aware of what we are doing. You know, we're supposed to do it on the first Sunday, but we didn't do it on the first Sunday because of something. So hopefully you can still come on and share with us and be with us for a little bit. So come on in as we talk up today and Lock Together. Give people a few more minutes. If not, you know, we're going to talk. We're still going to have some good conversation, and you know, the live and the stream will still be here later on, so you can share and you can tell other people about it. So come on, let other people know about that we're here. So again, we usually do this on the first Sunday. Today is the second Sunday, but we couldn't do it last week, even though it was Easter. But nonetheless, we went out with our family, I believe, and before we knew it, we were out until around like 7:30 or 7 o'clock, and then we got home, getting everybody down. It was kind of hard to kind of like jump on here, but we're here now. Hopefully, you know, a couple still come on, but if not, it's here. The live is here. You can come back and look at the replay and check us out later. All right.
Yes.
Anything, Kim?
No, I'm just excited to be back. We are really committing. More so I am committing because my husband is a beast in almost all he does. He's a beast in all he does. So he's always committed. So I am recommitting to coming on here once a month to do Lock Together. Why? Because I enjoy it. I really do enjoy coming and sitting down and talking with you guys and talking with my husband about family, about marriage, about ministry, all these good things. So,
and if you are on, tell us what's up. Tell us what's up so we can say what's up back to you. But yes, so I'm excited too. We are excited. Again, we're gonna commit to this every first Sunday, unless there's an alteration like today because of Easter last week, and even today for us was a really long day. We really just walked in the house from being out of the house around like 9:30 or something like that. But we still want to give you guys something, and we want to. What's going on, Gerald? What's going on? I can't say that. I can't do that. I try. But yeah. So let's come on in. So Easter was last week, and Easter. We knew the topic that we was going to have, and we said even if we can't do it on Easter, we're going to still do it, but we still want to have that same topic and talk about today, right? We're going to talk about
it's so funny that we're going to talk about Easter because I think it's very fitting for Easter, although we aren't going to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Connected to.
Exactly. So what we're going to talk about today is the same. One of the biggest things on Easter, what it was about on Christ's resurrection and leading up to resurrection was sacrifice.
Yeah.
It was sacrifice. The greatest gift that he gave us was his life. Mm-hmm. So it was a sacrifice. It was a great sacrifice. So we say, you know what? It's very fitting for us to talk about sacrifice here in today's Lock Together. So hopefully there's somebody, you guys are sitting around with your boo, sitting around with your sweetie, sitting around with your for life companion, you know, so that you can kind of like let's learn and glean together. Let's laugh together with each other. Whether you're married, whether you have a fiance, whether you have in a serious relationship, sacrifice is important. It's important. It's not about me, right? It's not about you. It's about us. And when it comes to that, it simply is sacrifice. So we're going to talk about sacrifice for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and we out of your way, out of your hair. You get back to your night, get back to watching. I got to watch a show tonight. It's going off forever. So I think it already came on last night. Some of you guys may not watch the show called Shameless, but today is the series finale after 10, 11 years, series finale. And I'm really silly, a little bit like heartbroken.
Really?
You know, I'm kind of like down because I won't see this family anymore, even though it's a crazy family. But nonetheless, I got to get to that show, but I want to spend some time with you guys. Sacrifice. The act of giving up something that you want to keep especially in order to get or do something else to help someone else, right? The act of giving up something that you want to keep, like I want to keep it. I really want to keep this. I really want to do this. I really want this to happen in my day, in my life. But I'm giving it up in order to get or do something else to help somebody else or to help someone else. So again, that sounds like that's just what Christ did. Mm-hmm. That's just what Christ did, right? He gave up something, right? He gave up something to benefit us. Right now, Christ came on the earth knowing that that was going to be the ultimate sacrifice. His life was going to be the outcome. He knew that, right? We want to keep these things. We're not sure. Do I want to give this up? Do I want to go this way? Do I want to do that? We're not really sure. So with that being said, we sometimes do it or don't do it. But Christ, he said, you know what? I know I have to do this, and that's the ultimate sacrifice. But sacrifice in marriage and relationship is often about making efforts for the betterment of the other person, for the betterment of the other person. All right. So once again, is making efforts, right? Is making efforts and choices for the betterment. Again, when I hear sacrifice, I hear a phrase that says it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about what I want to do, where I want to go, what I want to eat, what I want to see, what I want to watch. It's for the betterment of the other person. And I will also venture out and say it's for the betterment of us. It's for the betterment of us. All right.
Yeah, I would say that this is not like a fun topic. It's not something fun to talk about. You want to know why it's not fun to talk about? Because oftentimes it's not always fun or easy to do, yes. Right? And I don't think it's something that we talk a lot about before we get married, which is why some of us might struggle so much with it once we are married. We get married expecting the other person just to meet our needs, the other person to be what we always hoped, what we always desired for. And we really don't count the cost and consider that when the two become one, everything can't stay. Man. That there are some things that we're going to have to let go of. And they're just not fun things. They're not just things that we don't find joy or pleasure in. Sometimes there are things that we enjoy and things that we find pleasure enjoying too. So we're going to go through today five different ways or areas that should be or that could be sacrificial in your marriage and your relationship. And again, these are not fun things. As we were talking about them, we were like, ouch. Yeah. And we graded ourselves, and we encourage you all to do that. We graded ourselves and said, well, babe, how do you think we do in that area? Me, Keena, I answer for myself. How do I think I do in that area? And then I wanted his feedback. And the same thing with him. For the most part, we agreed on the areas that we need to work on and the areas that we said we're pretty good with that. But we want to invite you in on that challenge, just not to listen to us, but to ask yourselves, like, how do we do in these areas? Yeah. So the first area we are encouraging you or stretching you to stretch yourself in is to sacrifice your need to be right. Say what? Wow. Say what? Sacrifice your need to be right. Wow. You don't always have to be the correct one in the situation. You don't always have to have the right words or have figured it out correctly. Even if you truly believe that you are right, that you won this argument, that what you said was right, sometimes, more times than not, it might be best for you just to take the L so that you aren't causing more confusion and chaos in your relationship and that you aren't tearing each other down. Because I think oftentimes when we get into that war and that battle of I was right, you were wrong, we're really not even focusing on whatever subject that we were talking about anymore. It really becomes a battle of proving that I was better than you in this area, that I was supreme in this area, making yourself look big and that other person look small. And I know I'm right about it if you are honest. It's not even like the principle anymore. It's just like, well, the principle, it's not even a subject. The principle is I'm right. That's what it is.
Yeah. And again, going back to what I'm going to refer to back a lot is that it's not about me, right? Yeah. It's not about me dusting my shoulder off. It's not about me popping my collar, right? That's for the betterment of them, for the betterment of us, right? I'm not here to just be right. I'm not here to just be heard. I'm not here to let you know how well versed I am in something. I'm not here to stroke my own ego. I'm not here to do that. I want something positive to come out of this conversation, something to come out of this this disagreement. I want something to come out. So if that means that I gotta sacrifice, again, me always being right, me always or thinking that I'm always right, then that's what it's going to be, because that's not helping the situation. I always got to say, when it comes to communication, always got to say, is your delivery, even though we're not talking about delivery, but we're talking about this approach more so, or this way of thinking, is that helping the cause? If it's not helping the cause, then why am I saying it this way? Right? If I'm yelling and if I'm screaming, if the person is not understanding, then why am I saying it? Right? I really have to ask myself, I'm saying it to, again, pop my collar. I'm saying it so that people can know how much I know, or I don't know. So now, once again, it's not about me. It's not about what you want to get off of your chest. It's about making that moment better. It's about making your situation better.
Right. And then I think we also have to think about how effective we're being in those moments. Like, this brother is not going to tell me that I'm right. I'm not saying he's not going to tell me I'm right, because
I probably won't. Yeah.
Okay, he said it. So what are we doing? Like, we're just wasting time going back and forth for nothing, you know? So just bow out, whether we don't talk about who's wrong or who's right, or whether we can say, well, maybe you are right. Maybe I'm not looking at it from the full perspective, So just taking a step back sometimes.
That's all. Step back. All right. So again, number one, sacrificing that you're always right. The need to always be right.
Right.
You don't got to always be right, because you ain't always right anyway. But sacrifice that need.
Listen, if you the person who feel like you always right,
you're not. But
chances are
it's different levels to that. Like, it's different levels to.
Baby, are you always right?
I am always right.
See, he's serious.
I'm always right.
He's serious.
But it's different levels to how I think I'm always right. I know that I'm wrong. I know that it's just different levels that I have no time to explain. But
I wish you had the time.
I don't have no time to explain. No, but there's different levels to it. But I do know that I am wrong. I do. I think I just said on our way home today from where we was coming from, I think I said, you know what? You're right. I didn't hear that. You're right. I was wrong. So anyway, yeah. Sacrificing your need to always be right, because you're not always right. I'm not always right. Yes, I am. No, I'm
not. We are moving on. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm willing to sacrifice my past.
That's good.
Willing to sacrifice my past. What does that mean for you all? It means I'm willing to sacrifice the past relationships that I've been in. I'm willing to sacrifice communicating with people who I know I should not be communicating with, who are in my past.
Sacrifice my past hurts.
I'm willing to sacrifice my past hurts, right? Whether they were before you or whether they were with you. Yeah. I'm willing to sacrifice it. They say the healthy tool to marriage is having a short-term memory. Short-term memory.
That doesn't sound fun, do it?
It doesn't sound fun at all. And some of us are great with our memory. We can recollect so much, but we need to be more forgiving. I'm willing to sacrifice and willing to work on my mommy issues, my daddy issues. Why? Because I'm not willing to sacrifice and to work on those issues that are in my past, and they're going to directly affect my present and my marriage. For broken people who get into relationships and who get married, they think that marriage is going to mend them, it's going to make them better. Marriage is going to do nothing but to magnify the issues that you have not dealt with in your past. Yeah. So you have to be willing to sacrifice your past.
And sacrifice sometimes means deal with them. Yeah. Right. Deal with them and take care of them and do what you need to do to, air quotes, I don't want to say get over it, but yeah, to conquer them, So, but I'm willing to. I don't want to. In this marriage, I don't want to live in this. Yeah. I don't want to live in this. I don't even want for it to bleed into this marriage so much. Right. I don't want to contaminate this marriage with my stuff that I'm not dealing with. I'm not dealing with, because again, if I'm not careful and I'm not dealing with it, it's going to be a big mess, more than you even can think, right? More than you can even think. How you doing, Miss Fee Hall?
Hey, girl.
So yes, we gotta sacrifice those past hurts.
Yeah.
We gotta sacrifice those
mommy, daddy issues,
yeah,
those
we have to.
expectations that you have for past spouses, those expectations that you didn't dump on into your new spouse that are too high, that are unrealistic, that are unachievable. We have to be willing to sacrifice those things.
You really, we really, really, really have to be willing to sacrifice those things, because again, if we're not careful, it can bleed into our current situation, and to the point where it can bleed to like arguments, and bleed to misunderstandings, and bleed to like, I didn't sign up for all this, right? I didn't sign up for all this. So again, we gotta sacrifice. Now, sacrifice doesn't mean like forget about them. I feel like when I hear sacrifice for this one, I hear sacrifice for take care of them, like be willing to work on them, right? And to say, you know what, I'm not going to let what I went through dictate what I'm in now. Like of course we know that they're heavy components, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be intentional to say, you know what, my past relationship is not going to dictate my current one.
But if you aren't cashew, that's exactly is what's going to happen.
It's going to damage it.
I was talking to Marlon a few days ago, and I was saying, like, I feel like where we are in this pandemic now is forcing us to deal with a lot of our issues that we've been able to hide and sweep underneath of the rug for so long. And I think that I was giving him examples, like in so many different facets of life. I think this pandemic, the pulling away of the quiet time, you can't hide, I feel like it's that time where a lot of stuff is being uncovered. And I feel like it's a great opportunity for us to really begin to work on ourselves, mind, body, and soul. We talk about, a new norm. I was telling him, I pray when we go back that it's not what it was before. I pray that we all come back and that we are better and healthier mentally, spiritually than we've ever been before. But a way for us to do that, and that would benefit our marriage and that would benefit us as a whole individual, is to deal with the issues from our past, no matter what those things might be.
We got to deal with them. Look at the name would say, deal with it. You got to deal with it, because you got to deal with it, because it can bleed, it can damage, and it can destroy. Yeah. It can damage and it can destroy if I don't deal with my past stuff. And again, and I know it's something different, but going into a marriage more so, right? More into a marriage, we need to really, really know what people are dealing with. We need to try our very best, spend those times, right? Evaluating, sitting with, asking certain questions, using the spirit of discernment. What are you dealing with?
Tell me about your mama.
Tell me about your mom. Tell me
about your daddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about your big brother and your sister?
Yeah, because again, if I don't ask these questions, I'm going to be in a shock come 2 years down the road and say, where did this come from? Oh, it always been here.
But it's like, we talked about this before. Sometimes we aren't able to share those issues because we don't realize that those issues are present within us until something triggers them, or oftentimes we're acting out and we're doing a certain thing, not even realizing that we never healed from things that might have happened to us as, a child,
No, that's true.
So it's tough. But I will say, once we are confronted with whatever those issues are, then we have to be brave enough and courageous enough to begin to start tackling those issues.
Yeah. So sacrifice your past.
Your past. All right. The next
Number
3. This was a great one. Let's talk about it. Get into it. The next one is, I have to be willing to sacrifice my sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
Say what?
SLEEP. SLEEP. Sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds so simple.
It sounds so simple, but as we began to think about it, and as we began to grade ourselves, we said this could be something, most certainly, that is a challenge for some of us. Why? You might have to sacrifice your sleep to stay up with your significant other, to support them as they're working on a project. You might have to sacrifice your sleep to stay up, to listen to them, to be there with them. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're having a hard time sleeping. who knows that at the end of the day, after you've dealt with your own stuff, whether it's your job or whether it's children or whether it's, you know, just the stresses of everyday life, the first thing you want to do is to hit the bed.
Yep.
But what happens when you see your significant other is stressing? What happens when you see your significant other is boggled down with work? What happens when you see your significant other is up doing anything? Like, is it that time for you just to be like, well, it's been real. Have a good night. I'll catch you in the morning. Or would it be the right thing to do to say, babe, sweetheart, how can I help you? Maybe if I can help you, then we can both get to sleep an hour, 30 minutes earlier, you know? So being willing to sacrifice our sleep, I think that's a big one.
And again, remember, as I'm sticking with, it's not about us, right? So it's not about us. It's not about me getting my sleep. It's really, it can also be about me helping you, right? Even though I am tired, you need me too, right? I need my sleep, but you need me. You need my hands to help with a project. You need my ears to listen to you. You need my body just to be present, whatever it may be, right? And in a marriage and in a relationship that's real serious on its way to marriage, then you need to really say, you know what, I need to start sacrificing. And again, I know I got my time and I got this. Now, again, that can always work both ways, right? Always work both ways. But we're talking about the one today. Somebody can say, yeah, but should they be wanting to talk to me when I'm sleepy? Should they be wanting to do this when I am? No, okay, cool. That can be for another time, another topic. But for right now, those that said, this time I go to sleep, don't bother me. I don't care what it is. It's not about you. Right now, your significant other needs your attention, needs your help. So I got to be willing. And the reason why I believe that sleep is on this list, because sleep is one, is an important thing. And two, it's a thing that's, I won't say envied, but a thing that's, that we love. Right, that we love, and it's hard. Like, we love our sleep, we love our rest. So don't nobody mess with it. Right? Kids don't mess with it. Boss don't mess with it. I'm on vacation. Leave me alone. I'm getting my rest. But again, when your significant other needs you to talk, needs you to help with a project, need for you to say, hey, listen, you don't got to touch not one thing in this kitchen while I'm cooking. Not one thing. But can you please not go to sleep while I'm cooking? Can you keep me company while I'm cooking? So. And that can be for them. Well, it's going to be for them, but that's the sacrifice that we got to make. Sacrifice my sleep. Wow, it seemed kindergartenish, but it's so powerful.
Definitely not in our relationship. Yeah. This is a big one in our relationship.
That's what I think is here, because it's something that if you can show your loved one that I'm willing to stay up with you and not go to sleep, I think you're saying a lot. I think it's saying a lot because sleep is so valuable and sleep is so necessary.
As you get older, you cherish it more, right? Don't you?
You cherish it all the more. But now you're staying up. You're dead tired after a long day of work, after running the streets, ripping and running after kids and assignments and whatever else, and you're going to stay up with somebody an extra hour to listen to them talk, right? That's huge, right? That's huge. So sacrifice their sleep. It's not about us. They need you. You'll get your sleep. They need you right now.
Right. And all of this stuff is two ways. Like, you can't drag me every single night talking about we got to stay, we got to talk, we got to work on this project. Like, sleep is important.
No.
But yeah, we have to be willing to do even those hard things. The next thing is, this is another big one. I'm willing to sacrifice getting credit for the work that I do.
That's good.
Willing to sacrifice getting credit for the work that I do. And when we were talking about this, we talked about how many times we've said, well, I did that. Or how many times have I did this versus you doing it? Like, you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Or you do this with the kids, I do that with the kids. Or you do that with the cars, I do that with the cars. Or you do this with the yard, I do that with the yards. But sometimes you have to just, whether it's even public assignments that you guys might work together. I'm not sure if you work with your significant other outside of your home, but even those assignments where you might assist your significant other on an area that might be strong for you, and you let them stand up and they take all the credit for it, and you have to be okay with that. You have to know that a win for them, guess what, is a win for you too, you know? But I think in all of these things, it takes a great amount of maturity. It takes a great amount of selflessness and a great amount of like love and like honor and respect for your significant other
Yeah.
to get to this point and to this place with them.
Again, because it's not about you or me, it's about us. This is a team win. Who cares who did it? Who cares who gets the credit for it, right? Who cares who gets the credit for the amount of money somebody makes?
Even with your children.
Even with your children, who cares?
Like dad did this for me, and you know good and well. Or mom did this for me, and you know good
So
and well. Like,
cool.
He ain't do that. But you know what?
Cool.
Go ahead. Say your
Absolutely.
dad did that for you. Say your mom did that for you.
Now, in a joking setting, let's say the four of us, right? Me, my wife, and our two kids. Let's say with the four of us, we're joking, and my son says, "Man, my mom took me to my basketball game. My mom took me to the court and taught me how to shoot jumpers and all that other stuff." I look at it and be like, "She did what?" You know what I mean? Now we're joking. Now we're joking. We're joking.
But right? I'm not going to also sit there quiet and be like,
no, of course not. She's going to be like, I didn't do that. Give me that the credit, right? But when he's in the public, right, and it's not a joking setting, I'm going to let it go because, again, it's a team for the, it's a win for the Wilsons. It's a win for Team Wilson. It's a win for Team Wilson. So it doesn't matter who took them, right? It doesn't matter who gets the credit, the pat on the shoulder. It's not about us. I mean, it's not about you. It's about us.
But at the same time, I don't think that there should be a person in a relationship that just take the credit for everything, especially if you are like with a person who like playing the background. Like, I'm good with not getting any credit. I want to be invisible. My son, we say all the time, when we had superpowers, it would be invisible. That sounds bad. You can fly all you want.
I want to fly.
I want to be invisible.
She want to rob banks. That's why. She want to rob banks.
I do not want to rob no banks. Stop. Cut it out. You're so horrible. Why would you say that?
That's just funny. Well, if you had superpower, for all those who's watching, what would your superpower be? I want to fly. I think flying is just amazing. I think flying is amazing.
Go in an airplane. No.
I want to fly. I want to do what birds do. I want to do what birds do. I want to just be able to just be on top of a building, jump off, and just start to fly.
Okay. I mean, we're going to talk about this offline, but what are the benefits of being able to fly? Like, if you could be invisible, I'm not saying I wanted to rob a bank, but if I wanted to rob a bank, I can't. Clearly, there are perks to being invisible. I mean, flying is not serving our family. I'm going to need you to get a superpower that's going to be a benefit to the Wilsons. Could you do that for me?
How is being invisible beneficial to us? But again, but you really can't. Right, you rob a bank. I did say that, but if you walk out the bank, they will see the money you get.
No, if I did it like when the bank was closed.
Oh, you mean like they wouldn't see you on the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can do a lot of things being invisible.
Okay, I think I'd rather fly.
If I could use my superpower, it would be to rob a bank. It would probably be like to disappear from kids.
That's what it would be. Yeah, that's what it would be. So people don't see her. But anyway, so yes, let's sacrifice. Trying
to get the credit for all the work we do. Credit. Okay, we're moving on.
Last one, yo.
We done. We be talking about all day.
Last one.
I am willing to sacrifice some of my independent goals. Say what? Willing to sacrifice some of my independent goals.
That's true.
And like that's a hard one. Especially for people who are very independent, goal-driven, and ambitious. These are things that you might have been planning to do forever. And sometimes you get married and you have a family and you realize that it really doesn't serve the family. Yeah. And it taxes the family way too much. And so you have to reevaluate. It's important to keep some independent goals, but you might need to share with some interdependent goals, some things that you all can work on together as a family. Again, it doesn't seem fair. Again, it's not something that's always, fun, but it is a sacrifice that you have to make, especially if those goals really don't serve the family and end up taking and taxing from the family too much.
Yeah, and then the biggest thing and the biggest way of looking at this, not biggest way, is that we're married. Right, we have a union, we have responsibilities, and we have communication that needs to go into play. The biggest thing is that like I said, there's perks of being single, and there's perks of being married. A perk of being single is just doing whatever you want to do, right? It's just doing whatever you want to do. You don't got to answer to nobody. You don't got to not even ask nobody. You don't got to check to see if we got something on this calendar this day or can I cancel it. So again, when sacrificing my goals, is my independent goals, really has to do with I just can't run off and do something, right? I can't just run off and just do it because now when you were single, yes, you could just take a trip. Right, you could just go and you could just do, but you can't do that right now. It's not saying that you can never do it when you're married, but you may have to put it on the back burner. You may have to just wait a little bit. It may not be the season for it. Your kids get older. I just can't do this right now, or it may not be that time and that season for it. That's the truth. It may not be the time and the season for whatever goal that was when you had it. Right. Again, you have interdependent goals. Right, with each other. You have goals now with them. Now again, you do have your individual goals. And we pray that those goals are still met and that you don't have to abandon ship. You may have to adjust. You may have to alter. You may have to say, you know what, I can't do that right now. Let me wait for this time, right? But we pray that all your goals that you had set out for yourself. And again, truth of the matter is some of these goals you made up thinking like a single person. You made up thinking like a single person. You didn't make these goals up thinking like a married person, right? So when you're married and you now have another person, you have another kids of responsibilities, more extra bills you didn't think about. Can I really do this? Can I really do that? Because I made these goals with a single person's mind. I didn't make these goals as a, with a married person's mind. So again, yes, that comes sacrifice. Just yesterday, me and First Lady, me and Keena was talking to someone and we were saying, and the person, wanted to get a clear understanding of that. But truth of the matter is, fellas, we gotta give our women credit.
Oh, I like the way this sounds.
Truth of the matter is, women do more sacrificing than we do.
Say what?
Yes, they do more sacrificing than we do.
Is his last name Young?
No. Yep. Exactly. It starts from right there. Think about it. When you get married, or engaged, the women wear a ring. Men don't wear engagement rings. We don't walk around saying, look at my ring. Look what she put on my finger.
I'm taking.
We don't, I'm taking. It looks like they're taking and we're still in the market, right? But it's not the truth, right? And then let's go even further. When we get married, they take our last name. They sacrifice their last name. They give up. They let go. All that they knew, every teacher that called them that name, and many of them are glad to not get rid of it, but they're glad to take the husband's name. Right, they're glad to now be one with the other. So, and then when it comes to jobs and dreams, right? How many women have really left their job to go help their husband see their dream come true? Right. So again, yes. Now again, we can get biblical with it, and things of that nature, because again, the Bible does say that the woman is to help meet. Right. So what does that mean? So we can get biblical with it, but we need to give credit, whether it's the way God set it up, whether it's the way that we're built on the inside. However, we still got to give credit to where credit is due. So I thank you for all your sacrifice and all of your support and all of your willingness to let go of your dreams and aspirations and say, hey, what can we do for MKW? What can we do for the Well Church? What can we do for anything else that you got going on? So I personally publicly say thank you for a sacrifice that you made. I appreciate you. So yes, Deacon Payne, we just do it. It just happens that way. And again, whether we can go biblically or not, again, the Bible does not call us, honestly. The Bible does not call the man to help me. The Bible does not call the man to help me. It calls the woman to help me. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't help her. It doesn't mean that I just say, Rock, I'm not to help me. You might help me. You help me do all the stuff with that.
Well, I reluctantly agree. Women make more sacrifices than men.
But at the end of the day, that's the way we set
right.
up.
And then, but we as women, we have to make sure that we don't become resentful or we don't become bitter, right?
That's big. That's
and I
huge.
think, that could be something that could be tough. Again, going back to the woman the women out there who are incredibly independent, the women who have these different visions and dreams and goals and, idea of what their life was going to look like. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to die of your flesh. Come on, somebody. And to say, God, I chose to get married to this man, I chose at that altar, you know, to forsake and to leave all others, you know, like those weren't just people, you know. So yeah, we just got to make sure. And I think the way that we kind of like safeguard ourselves from getting bitter and from getting resentful is to communicate when we feel like, okay, I don't feel like there's none of me left, you know, I feel like it's all of you. And I think your partner needs to make space for you to still have a level of your own identity and things that are, you know, things that feed you as a person, her as a person as well. You know?
I just think that that's hands down for, I mean, and I know it's out there, but for me to think that anybody, husband or wife, but now we're talking about husband to, I mean, wife to husband, but we're talking about husband to wife now, for them not to be pushing the other one to go and do them, right? Go do you, right? Whatever, not whatever, but for the most part, what I need, right? I mean, what you need, let me help you get what you need. Like, what do you need to go back to school? What now? Again, sometimes the husband will come in. We said this a few months ago. The husband may come in and say, "Now's not the time." Right now, again, I don't know how y'all set up your marriage, whatever cases like that. But again, now let me pray on this. Today is not the season for nobody to be going back to school, right? We got this, we got this, we got that. And somebody say, okay, I'm going to listen. I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to hold off for another year and I'm going back next year. Well, whatever it may be. But however it looks like, we should always be telling our significant others to do you. Do you. What you need from me to go spend more time with your friends? What do you need from me so that you don't so that you go back to school, that you start your business? What do you need from me? Now, that doesn't mean what do you need from me right now? Because right now, the man may think or feel or see that now is not the time. But in general, in the future, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? You need from me to, you know, come home earlier? You need from me not to go out as much? Yeah. You need from me to change my schedule so you can now do you? Right. So we still need to be pushing, even though they are the more sacrificial ones than we are. We still need to be making sure and not giving them a hard time when they want to be more goal getting.
And I think a way for us to for both to be satisfied and to be happy, and we're speaking to ourselves right now, and I'm definitely ministering to myself right now, is we both need to be praying where we need to be at a particular season of our life. And we have to be careful from, you know, the spirit of ambition. And we have to be careful from chasing, you know, just this success or chasing like different opportunities. He's preaching a sermon series now called The Simple Life, you know. And so I think we just have to seek God for where we need to be at whatever particular time in our lives. And we can't just chase what we've always wanted. We can't just chase what we desire right now. We just have to say, God, where am I supposed to be in this season? Where is he supposed to be in the season? What's best for our family? What's best for us as a couple? And if we follow God's lead, like there is no going wrong, you know, like I can't resent you. I can't be mad at you. You know, if I'm following God's lead and you're following God's lead, I can't, you know, like that doesn't mean I'm going to be happy where God leads us. That's just true sometimes from my experience. Yes, I'm not always happy with what God tells or instructs me to do. I eventually get there and realize that his will and his way is best for my life, you know. But if we will allow God to lead us, right, then that's the way to safeguard from that resentment and that frustration. And
yeah, because it can come. And another way, we got to go. And another way for us to safeguard from that bitterness, fellas, even women to men, let's verbally appreciate the person when we see them doing it.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's verbally appreciate the person when they do it. So when we see that the person is sacrificing for us, something that they wanted to do, I mean a goal, like a real big, start this business, go back to school. We need to, and I need to get better with that, right? But I know that helps her a lot more if I can verbally say thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for you putting things on the back burner for me. Because when I don't do it verbally, it looks like I don't notice it or don't appreciate it.
Yeah,
right now, even men, we may notice it and appreciate it, but we got to get more verbal. I know you don't talk a lot, but there are some things that you need to do. Sacrifice that. right? Give that up, right? Let go of that pride of I don't talk that much. There are some things that you got to say. There are some things that you have to open up and say, because if you don't say that, your loved one, your wife will not know that you appreciate it, and they will now grow bitter because they're doing all this and you're not appreciated.
And speaking, from just personal experience, that alone is enough most of the times. It's like all worth it. Like for you to be able to acknowledge, like, wow, you sacrificed a lot. For you to acknowledge, like, this wasn't like your plan. This wasn't your idea. This was my idea. You came in full force, fully supportive. Just that alone, like, I'm good with doing whatever you want to do. I'm great with the sacrifice. I'm cool. Let's go. Let's get it. You want to do it? It's done. But just to hear you acknowledge that I did this fully on the strength of you, my love for you, my desire to make you happy, that alone is good. Like, I'm good. We can do it. And I'm happy. And I'm not bitter. This is great. Let's do it.
Absolutely. So those are our 5 sacrifices. We're going to run down them. If we're done, we said about 40 minutes, we're finished. I'll sacrifice my need to be right. I'll sacrifice my need to always want to be right. I'll let it go. Right. It's not about me being right. It's about us.
Write these on this chalkboard right here.
Right on this chalkboard. We're going to write it down. Right. I sacrifice my need to always be right. I don't need to always be right. I just want to come to a healthy conclusion. Right. Whoever comes with it. Right. I'll sacrifice my past. I'm gonna have to deal with my past. Right. I gotta deal with it, or I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go, get over it, or I gotta deal with it. I gotta go to therapy. I gotta talk to somebody about it, because again, if I don't deal with it or let it go, it's gonna bleed into my marriage, and the 2 Ds can happen. Right. Damage, and then it turns into destroy. Right. It can damage my relationship, and then it destroy my relationship because I'm acting out from past hurts. Right. And I'm not dealing with it. Right. Okay. So I'll sacrifice my past. I'll sacrifice my sleep. Well, I know I want to sleep, but you need to talk to me. I know I want to sleep, but you need a project and you need extra hands. So I'm going to stay up for another hour, but let's not take advantage of that. Let's not take advantage of it. Let's not say, hey, they said sacrifice your sleep, stay up with me every night. No, I'm going to bed tonight. You taking advantage of this now. But yes, let's begin to sacrifice our sleep for the betterment of our loved one. I'll sacrifice getting the credit for the work that I do. It's not about team me. It's about team us, right? It's not about me doing it. It's about us doing it. Whoever gets the credit, don't matter. We won. We won. It doesn't matter. You hear sports players say that when they interview them at the end of the game and they say, no, it's not about me. This was a team effort. That person could have dropped 40 points. That person could have had a triple-double, 40, 10, and 12. You know what that is? No.
40, 10, and 12. I got 40. Okay, I got this.
What's a triple-double? I'm asking what's a triple-double. 40, 10, and 12.
So you got rebounds.
Okay.
Assists.
Okay.
Rebounds, assists, and just regular points.
Points. Well, like, what did you do with them? Like, each one of them
are triples. I mean, wait, are doubles. So you got double digits. So at least 10 or more.
10 or more in all 3 categories.
Did I just not kill it?
She did kill it. Yep. So
I want a reward for that.
So
I want to I want something else.
So anyway, that person could be on.
You already know what I want.
That person could be on interview. That person could be on interview and asking them for 40. I mean, can say, "Hey,
I love it.
You had a great game. What did you do?" The person would say, "It ain't about me. It's about us." Even though I had a triple double, it was about us, right? All right. It's not about me. And then the last one is I'll sacrifice on my independent goals. I'll sacrifice my independent goals, right? Sometimes we got to put stuff on the back burner.
Yeah.
We got to put stuff. Now, honestly, fellas, it's more of the women who put stuff on the back burner for us. It really is. It's just the way it is. I really think it's what, what's on the inside of them, what's on the inside of us.
Yeah, it's quite natural.
It's quite natural.
And we got to be careful sometimes. Like, even he has to pump my brakes sometimes. Like, Keena, no, you're not doing that. You're not doing that.
You're not doing all that.
I'm like, no, baby, it's okay. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm created to serve you.
So sometimes when they ask you, that's crazy. Sometimes when
that's how I am, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's crazy. What movie you want to watch? No, what movie do you want to watch? What do you want to eat? No, where do you want to eat? Stop saying it don't matter. Yes, just tell me something. Tell me something. I don't want to always pick it. You sacrifice all the time what you want to eat for me. Like, I love Fridays. She can't stand Fridays. And she always, we had it today,
but we haven't had it in like
But she
a
wanted to
year.
have it. She wanted to have it today.
Yeah, because we haven't had it in so long, and I feel so guilty. Like, okay, let's go to your little stank.
Friday's the best.
Corny, bland.
Friday's the best on the go.
McDonald's.
Not really on the go, like it's the best.
Fridays is
it's just
trash.
Anyway,
sorry, I didn't mean that.
You didn't mean that. Yeah, because somebody from working at Fridays could be listening to us and watching us, but we don't want to disrespect your place of employment. All right, so that's all we got, right?
Fridays does not deserve my calories. Fridays don't. They don't.
I agree with that.
It's not. I agree with that. No.
I agree with that. Nothing deserves my calories. So, no. So, all right, we're out of here. We're 5 minutes past. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, we had to come on here on the second Sunday because the first Sunday was Easter and we went out with our family and we did some things. But nonetheless, every first Sunday, otherwise, every first Sunday around 7 o'clock, we're going to pop in here. About 45 minutes, we're going to give you a real quick, we're going to interview a couple one time and ask them about their journey and their marriage and any ups and downs that they had, whatever it may be going through. But we thank y'all for joining us. We thank you for joining us again. For us, it was a long day. We just got a house around 7 o'clock. Deacon Payne, you don't like Friday, Deacon Payne?
Thank you. Who likes Friday? Fridays is like 1998, husband.
What else is better than Fridays? I'm not talking about to go out on a family dinner. I'm talking about if you're going to catch a quick lunch, if you're going to do something real quick with somebody before you go to the movies.
I'm not even going to name places because you're just going to trash them.
Ruby Tuesdays.
What?
Garbage.
How could you even say Ruby Tuesdays? That's no.
Chili's.
No.
Garbage. What else? What else is there?
You like Red Robin?
Red Robin, yeah, but that's like more kiddie.
It's the same thing.
It's like more kiddie.
It's kiddie.
It's kiddie.
Okay, we're not going to get into
it. Anyway. But nonetheless, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. We appreciate y'all and everything. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your week. And again, for all those to know that we will be back. We just coming up every first Sunday at 7 o'clock. Flyers will be up. We'll make sure that even our topics will be posted the week of so that you'll know where we're going. But all right, take care, everybody. Have a blessed night. Enjoy your week. And we will see you next time on